Okay, so let's start the stream for today. Let me check if we're going out correctly. Um, Let me see here, just 1 second. Yeah, we are live now. Perfect. So there's a 20-second delay in the broadcast, so just make sure that you consider that if you're following this. So let's first go with news for today. So at 8:30, we do have building permits and housing starts. So the expectation is that it's going to be 167 million and then 161 million for the housing starts. We'll see how that one goes. And then at the 11, FOMC member daily speaks, and then one at 1:15, the FOMC member Broman speaks. So those are the news for today. There are some later in the afternoon, but we're not trading after or the in the afternoon session. Okay, so this broadcast is going to be till around 8:30. See what the market is going to do. It seems that overnight. Let's see. Let's analyze back here the 240 minutes. ES moved is moving up nicely. The last move from around let's see 43.20 yeah, 43.20 all the way through 45 now, which is 45 now right there. It's about 4.15% move, so it's due for a little pullback. We'll see how it goes, but it is a little bit extended already. You never know, because the market is moving higher, and there are some indicators that indicate that are showing strength in the market now. So we'll see. The 30 minutes for ES. It's also looking bullish. A little bit of retracement in the last half an hour. Nothing serious yet, but it's a little bit overextended. Momentum is positive, and momentum is positive now. So it trend is up. So this little retracement could be a sign for keep buying if the sentiment is positive until it proves that it's going to start to reverse. We think that it's going to keep moving high. So there's a couple of lines here that I want to delete now. Probably a resistance that moved up. I'm gonna delete this one as well. Remove. And then crude. I'm sorry. Gold. Gold, was we were thinking yesterday that it was going to pull down. It was in a really tight range yesterday. We will see in the Renko and the point and figure charts. But in the 240 now, it's looking bullish. It's moving to the upside a little bit, and it's still in this range. So it would become really bullish if it goes over 1800, or bearish if it goes below this 1760 line, kind of. So momentum is to the upside. And yeah, moving up in the 240 minutes, and looks bullish now. Triggered a bull flag in the 30 minutes. Momentum is down though in the 30 minutes, so we'll see how this one, how much this one lasts, but it's a nice move out of the lows right here in this line. Okay, so out of support, and then probably it needs to go above this resistance level right up here, right? 1785. Now crude keeps moving up. So right now it's 0.84 dollars to the upside. So it keeps moving out. Momentum is turning bullish. And out of this, bull flag and bouncing off of support here. Now it's struggling a little bit, finding a top here at $83, 82.77. I think it's kind of like the high here, and then in the 30 minutes is moving down. Going back a little bit, momentum is turning down, so we'll see how it goes. So that is the 240 and 30 minute chart. The point and figure. Let's see, point and figure here. It's going across this. Gold is going and crossing this trend line. It's actually, they recommend that, this line actually goes up 1 point up here. So I'm going to draw it there to see kind of like, yeah, so it's crossing, right? So and it's triggering as well a higher high off of this buying point, right? So one box up means that is triggering an entry. We'll see how it moves up, but it seems that it's behaving bullish now. Crude is moving to the upside. I mean to the downside now, triggering a lower low right here is triggering as we speak, and it's going against the trend, right? So the trend is in crude is up, and this one is breaking this overnight range, and it's moving down now, bouncing a little bit in there. ES is retracing a little bit, confirming what we said in the 30 minutes. So it's coming back down a little bit extended here, and it's coming back. So we'll see if it's going to bounce back up again. Markets are all closed. It's 7:44 a.m. So yesterday we had a little loss right there in the day trade. So we did $151 negative. So that's the end result for yesterday. What I did in the whole day. I was as low as $300, but I was able to recover some of that loss, $100 up, and in a move on in crude. And I think that I had it marked somewhere right here, right? So I did that $100. That $100. I just jumped in because it was moving up, and then I just jumped in. Little bit risky, but it was triggering a signal in the Renko chart. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see the Renko charts. In the small account, I'm using in this small account, I'm using this chart here for triggering the entries on the Renko, right? So there's a couple of retracement here. It's giving a week out of the cloud right there, going above these moving averages. So all the moving averages now are stuck in gold. It looks a little bit toppy here because it needs to go above this resistance, and it didn't really trigger an entry all the way from this point here all the way up, except for this later point and figure that it triggered there. Probably it would be good for it was good for a couple of points there, or $100 at first target maybe, but I didn't take it because it is a little bit too extended to the upside. Crude is in the cloud here, triggering a wick out of nothing, right? So it's below resistance. So I don't think that it could be a valid entry, but it's moving either sideways in the chop. So I don't think that this is not valid as an entry. Now ES is sideways, moving down a little bit, confirming what we saw in the 30 minutes. So yeah, so I guess that we just need to wait for a valid entry. I'm gonna put this one aside. And the reason is that the reason I use this point and figure is because it gives more information of where we are in terms of the whole move, right? So in here overnight we see that gold made a good move out of this, breaking this resistance trend line, moved up, and then has been moving up the whole night, and now it retraced a little bit, and now it's still moving up. We have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 blocks, and it's a little bit exhausted already, so it needs to retrace, and what it's doing now is retracing back down. So this entry here, it's actually a break, but it's but I didn't trust it that much because of what the Renko was telling me in the chart. So and also the momentum in the 30 minutes was not positive. So that's why I didn't enter that trade. So I guess that market is slow. We're not moving that fast. Crude has the possibilities to keep moving higher. Yesterday, the markets yesterday were really in a chop zone. So you see here, nothing happened in the afternoon. Nothing happened, and I tried to take a couple of trades here. Made a little bit of a recovery here. I should have taken this one. I did not because I it's a counter trade for crude, and I'm not trading counter, so I just go with the trend, and if the trend is moving up, then I would be willing to take the the trade. Seems that gold now is giving a sign to go long in this entry. I need in the Renko as well. So we'll see if it triggers 1781.6. Also the 2-minute chart is giving a bull flag entry now, and looks this one looks good actually. Let's see. Yeah, momentum is positive. It's going out of the cloud. It's breaking this support right here. Decisions, right? So once a 1781.6 would be a good entry, or 0.7 would be a good entry if it keeps moving up. It's retracing back a little bit. I'm gonna make sure that that we are well positioned. So this is $8 to the up. I'm gonna put it 10 for $100, and then I'm gonna put 120 right here, 12. So that way we give a little bit more space for it to wiggle and move. But again, it's kind of like fighting gold in the big picture. I think that gold still, I like it to the downside still in the big picture. But so my bias on gold is either sideways or down. That would be my bias. But last night moved nicely to the upside, so you cannot negate that. So moving sideways, not breaking to the upside yet. Crude is moving down as well, triggering, or as well, it's moving down actually. It's not lose sight of this. I'm gonna put a so higher time frame is up actually in gold, and it's triggering. It wants to trigger a 2-minute bull flag. Came back a little bit. Yeah, it's ranging, right? It's chopping. So not doing anything yet in here. Momentum is up. RSI is up. This is a counter trend, so Not taking that one. Could be a counter trend as well if it wasn't for the Renko that are Renko chart that are moving up, and in the Renko they are both. I mean they are above the trend lines. I mean the moving averages, right? 4 minutes to 8. Remember, we do have news at 8:30 that building permits can change the tone of this, right? And maybe we need to wait until those news are out of the way to see what's going on, and then because those news could be a market mover. Okay. Crude is triggering now a wick out of the cloud to the downside. Counter trend though. Not taking that one because it's a counter trend now. And I need to stay with the rules. It's breaking down though. Looks nice. Negative here. It's a counter trend though to the higher time frame. But it looks good. So 82.48, 50 could be a resistance. But it's moving down, and it's also triggering, it triggered already a 2-minute bear flag. 5 minutes is in the cloud though. And it's right here. This is a support line in the mid actually for the floor pivot in between resistance 1 and floor. In the floor pivot. So this is 50% in between these two areas of resistance and support. It's moving up, and the target, it's around this area. So this is the 200 SMA or EMA. Let's wait a little bit. ES is bouncing 8 a.m. right there. Remember, there are news at 8:30. Gold retracing back and then going up again. I'm gonna put my point and figure chart in the other screen real quick. Hopefully nothing triggers while I'm doing this. It did. Okay, so it is triggering now. I'm gonna play. Okay, come on. I'm gonna see it triggered, so I'm gonna see if I play this one right at this level. If it comes back for me, fine. Yeah, it moved up without me, I guess. That's fine. Let's wait and see if it comes back within this range. And if it doesn't, then I would cancel the order. It did move without me. Okay, that's fine. Out. I'm not gonna place it. Yeah, that is how this thing works. Sometimes you have to be prepared, and then if you're doing something else, then you're out of the trade. Let's see if I have another entry there. That was the okay. Let's see. I could probably have taken this, but if it's not moving with force, then I'm not gonna chase it. If it triggers to the upside, fine, and if it reverses and comes back to get me, then I would prefer to wait a little bit until the next signal. That's fine. Very close to the that this is an excuse, but it's very close to this pivot high right here. So that is another thing, right? But that's why I didn't chase it. Let me see if this is properly aligned. So it's above the pivot line right there. I mean below the pivot line. And then there's another pivot right here that it formed right just now. So that's another thing, right? What they call FOMO, fear of missing out. If you miss it, you miss it. So that's it. Crude moving down out of this week out of the cloud. The thing is that you have to take the trade as well. So this one is in this area here, which is chop zone. Probably market is going to wait until 8:30 news. We'll see. Hopefully the sound is good. I didn't test it myself. Yeah, keeps moving up. This is a nice move. There was a wick right here that was probably first target would be off already, or the target of $100, right, would be off already off of this move. So 1781 1782.7, that would be the $100 target, right? If we have entered in this break right here. I'm gonna put a line here. Just that was the $100 move right there. But it went without me. That's fine. Next, it's gonna be next. Crude is bouncing. Okay, met the target on 1783. which is, I was going to say that this is the mid, right? 87, 83 right there. Met and came back right there. And it's a lower high so far off of this one. Is if this a close lower, or yeah, if this one closed below the 1781.80, then it's going to give us a lower high. So it was good for one target. So we need to wait for the next signal. Again, I feel like gold, my bias in the general is down. Let's go to Think or Swim. Let's go to gold right here. So in the big picture, this one is in a triangle, right? In the weeklies. So moving sideways, right? So that's why it's so choppy. Go down, then go up, then go down. So it's gonna become real bullish when it, crosses this this area right here to the upside in this area, or to the downside right here. So we'll see. But now it's moving sideways. That's not a good sign. In the 15 minutes. It's moving up. That is the move that we saw in the short term. And then in the daily, overnight made a really nice move to the upside. And I thought that this pause right here from yesterday on the range was going to, meant that it was going to come back. But, if it goes above this and below below that, that is the trigger to keep moving in that direction in the dailies. Okay, so it seems that the market is waiting for 8:30 news. So this is the, it's moving inside the range on the overnight, basically. Crude as well. Crude is, resistance 1. There's a line right here, and there was another line right there but in the big picture, I would say that this is a good pivot for the overnight, right? So it needs, if it goes, below this, then it's going to become bearish. If not, it's going to bounce, and there's another pivot right here. It's a closer pivot, but it's not as significant as this one here. So I'm gonna leave those two marked. No trade so far. 809. News at 8:30. I'm going to stop streaming at 8:30, around that time. Yeah, comes down. See, that's the thing to trade too close to the to these levels, right? To the resistance and support and the mids and all of that, because it normally hits, not always, but most of the time, these are areas of, or zones of, resistance and support. Point and figure is still up. No draws, no reverse on the 3 boxes, and this one, wants to move up, seems to, but too close to the 1783, and too close to the resistance. So we are still within the chop zone. 2 minutes bull flag triggering now. Looks bullish. And we have like 20 minutes for 19 minutes, 18 minutes to news. Yeah, wants to move up against resistance again. Yeah, it seems that gold wants to break. I don't have an entry in the point and figure, and I don't like the signal that is given here for the Renko, in terms of that signal is being triggered right at resistance or below resistance, right in the chop zone. But it's moving up. A little bit extended for me. Gold wants to break. $1783.5. Crude is moving down, triggered a wick. This 200 sometimes bothers me because it's a longer term, and it is a target, but it's also a resistance, right? So yep, breaking down. Crude is to the downside now. It's a counter trade still, but it's breaking down. The 5 minutes, the 2 minutes, the 30 minutes. Point and figure was good for crude as well, although from my point of view this one is a counter trend, but it's it was breaking nicely right here. Okay, gold up, breaking. $83.4. Oh, I'm sorry. 1784. Crude is bouncing. 14 minutes for news. Too close, maybe. Especially after this long move on gold. Always, hesitating all the time. That's a problem. Something happened with the stream. I'm gonna check if I'm still streaming. Yeah, I'm still streaming, I guess. This one is breaking. Should I take let's see, it's a little bit extended already, but it's breaking. Gold is market ghost open is going to open in 2 minutes, 8:18, and it opens at 8:20. So let's wait a little bit to see how this one behaves. It's looking really bullish. In the short term, right? Look at that. It moved before the market opened. And went all the way to this resistance R1. Let's wait for the open on in gold. 35 seconds. I'm sorry, 20 seconds. I was reading the upside. I was reading it wrong. Ten seconds. I remember I'm 20 seconds behind. So there's a delay. Okay, coming back. Going down. Point and figure painted the three circles reversal. Gold is coming down at the open, leaving it a big tail in the 30 minutes. It has not closed for sure, just we're 10 minutes it's reversing, so give us a higher low, a higher high, and then came back. 8:30 are the news. So I'm gonna put this one as a new pivot. Crude, it seems that crude wants to go higher. And this one is a continuation trade, so I'm willing to take it. Yeah, gold coming back down. 82.40 in gold, in crude. That would be an entry. $82.40. Failing. $82.48 would be a better entry in gold, in crude. Didn't trigger, right? There's a lower low here, and then move up and down in this zone right here. Gold keeps moving down out of these out of the open. Gold would trigger a lower low below this pivot right here. This pivot right here, 1776. See, we're still in the chop zone here. Well, it's a wide chop zone, right? There's a lot of targets that we could make in there, but now a higher low in crude. Remember that crude in the daily it's up, and in the 15 minutes it's kind of like down. Consolidation zone. It's gonna be news in 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna close the broadcast. I didn't make any trades in the morning today so far. This is tricky because of the news, but it's triggering. Four minutes to the news. 4 minutes. Crude is also breaking down. Two and a half minutes. Not taking any trades today. This one was good within the cloud, so but this one was good as well, but too close to the to news. So waiting for building permits and housing starts. And ES coming back. I'm gonna check the news and then I'm gonna be gone. One minute. Sometimes these news make these markets fly, especially gold and 10 seconds. Let's see how the market reacts. Pushing up a little bit. No data yet. At least for me. I'm sure it's out, but okay, so housing 1.55, that one is a miss. So that would be bullish for gold and bearish for the market. Gold is moving up out of the news. Not triggering anything yet. And building permits as bearish for the market as well, bullish for gold, maybe. So we'll see. Yeah, moving up. There's a reversal right here. Not much of a reaction yet. finding resistance right here within the cloud. Seems that wants to go up. And it's actually moving up and failing. Going down now. Very choppy. 833. Moving down. Crude is also failing as well. Or crude is also failing. That's what is. I'm going to disable that and enable it again. Yeah, there's a wick right here that, sometimes news are confusing. Should be bullish gold, but it's retracing back. There's a lot of resistance right there in the 30 minutes. We are within the chop zone still, so it's a little bit risky to take trades in this area still. See, chopping. This one is a higher low. And this would be a valid entry right here if it closes up and above the cloud. In the chop zone though, too much choppiness. Too much. Seems that gold wants to break to the downside, but it's still chop. Yeah, I'm closing the broadcast. Actually, there should have been a trade in crude. I didn't take any because it's counter trend to the higher time frame. but it was moving nice to the downside. This one wants to move to the upside. Chop, chop, chop. There's a reversal at choppy, 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 choppy. Okay, I'm out. I'm gonna close the stream. Thank you for watching, and sorry didn't do any trades today.